Now start recording. So as I mentioned, this is a before MCO. This is
Sir, so we'll be having class at 1 p.m. or 2 p.m.
none of from onward we follow the normal schedule.
Okay.
Section 1 will from 8:30 and section 2 from 2 o'clock as usual.
Okay.
We
Yes,
follow the class schedule time.
okay.
So if any changes due to some emergency, I'll notify. Okay. Now, have you remember anything or forget?
Okay, sir.
Forget
Forget.
Forgot, sir.
Forget, sir.
Forget.
Forget a bit, sir.
everything
So
forgot.
then we start from the some of the information so that you can recall, and later on you because we cannot I can conduct the full on the 1.5 hour class, but I have uploaded this slide and later on you go through this slide in my website. Now today I'm going to show you from the beginning. So what is the beginning? So this is, for example, this is our common emitter amplifier. So I draw this common emitter amplifier. So, okay. So this is a common emitter amplifier. So, with emitter resistance bypass capacitor. So if I ask you to draw DC and AC equivalent circuit, can you draw this one or forget?
Can go.
Okay, sir. I'm checking for you.
I just copy this one. First, I need to draw the DC equivalent circuit. So what is the DC equivalent circuit? So this capacitor is turned off, open circuit. And this capacitor is open circuit. And this capacitor also open circuit. So this is, we have DC voltage source, positive and negative. So this is DC equivalent circuit. So now you recall, is it right? From this circuit, usually we calculate biasing current and voltage, which is ICQ and VC. So VCQ. Is it right? So now we complete this DC, and now we need to draw AC equivalent circuit. So now if I wish to draw AC equivalent circuit, then what we need to do? So we need to make all the DC voltage short circuit, and we have all capacitance are there. Now from this we can redraw this AC equivalent circuit. So we can, because this is now this one coming to this location, and this is connected to ground and RC connected to ground. So now these are AC equivalent circuit. Correct? So now if I asked you to draw the small circuit, the equivalent small signal equivalent circuit at low frequency, mid frequency, and high frequency. So can we draw this one? Can. So now for a small signal, how can we draw? So we copy this. Okay, because this is so now my side. So this is now I draw the low frequency equivalent circuit, AC equivalent circuit. So this is a low frequency AC equivalent circuit, not the small signal. So how to convert this small signal? Then we need to replace the transistor, this transistor with its equivalent circuit diagram. Is it correct? So now I just copy this one. So now we know this is base to emitter. There is a R pi resistance. The voltage across, this is base to emitter. And this is collector to, this is emitter. There is a current source and parallel to output resistance. This current source we can write is equal to beta times IB or GM E pi. So either way. And also, as I know, GM V pi is equal to R pi into IB. So this equal to beta. So now we have recalled the relation between beta and GM R pi. So now this is low frequency, small signal. So as I'm we remove the CL because as I mentioned, CL is much smaller than CC. So it will affect at high frequency. Now we need to draw the mid-band frequency equivalent circuit. So now I copy this one. Now need to draw for the mid-band frequency. So mid-band is small signal. Mid-band is after low frequency. When low frequency finish at certain frequency, then these become short circuit. These become short circuit, and these become short circuit. So now if we redraw the circuit, so if it is, this is the emitter resistance, and this is the parallel with shorted pipe. So equivalent resistance is equal to 0. So then I can draw this one. So because now it is connected to ground, so R pi. So then this is the current source, Gn V pi. Now I introduce the Gm and R parallel resistance, and this is RC, and this is RL, and this is I have forget to, there is also one resistance over there, which is RP. So now this is our mid-band frequency, is it right? So this is mid-frequency equivalent circuit diagram. Mid-band AC small signal equivalent circuit diagram. Correct? If RE is not bypass, then what will happen? If there is no bypass capacitor across RE, then how can we draw?
The bottom part has RE.
So this is now I can copy this one. Copy. Now paste. Now as I mentioned, RE is not bypass, so we cannot remove this RE. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
And also RC is not connected to R0. It is so they are supposed to be here,
Yeah.
and they supposed to be connect like this. Correct?
Correct, sir.
So now we have shown this is mid-term, not mid-band equivalent circuit when RE not equal to 0, or there is no bypass capacitor. Now let us try to draw the high frequency equivalent circuit for this one, our first circuit. Now, so mid band, so this is now high frequency. High frequency. So in our last class, so I'm not sure how many were present. So we have mentioned we need to introduce some capacitance, 3 capacitance. Basically, one is this one, and one is base to emitter, and one is collector to
CL.
ground. So this is 3 additional capacitance. So 3 additional capacitance for the transistor. For the transistor, so we named it C mu, C pi, and
CL.
CS. Oh, also because last time we have another in the initial circuit, we have CL. This is the, and these 3 capacitance, are the transistor internal capacitance. Okay, I'll open I stop and open my PowerPoint slide to show all these capacitance. So this is the transistor. In our last class, we have mentioned there is not. So there is external connection, and also there is internal connection. Emitter in external, internal, collector. And also there is a PN junction. This is PN junction, and there is a formation of depletion layer. So this is, and due to formation of depletion layer, so there formation of capacitance. So this capacitance also there is some PN junction. There is all capacitance, and also if we combine, so we can add this capacitance, and there are many layers, so we can add this to ground. So because this buried layer also ground. So we have 3 additional capacitance. So if you neglect the internal resistance. So for base to external to internal, there is also some contact resistance, which is very small. So this is the mid-band equivalent circuit diagram. And we have another capacitance C pi, which is known as C is the forward bias junction capacitance. And this is internal, and also this is external. This is EX, the emitter series resistance, which is very small. So that is why in our high frequency equivalent circuit, we neglect this one and neglect this one to simplify our analysis. And this is our mid-band equivalence circuit, which is GMB5. So we have internal and external. There is RC, which is collector series resistance, contact resistance, also very small, so we can neglect. And this is the known as junction capacitance of the reverse bias collector to substrate. So we combine, and also it is connected to ground. And this is base to collector internal. So this is C mu is the reverse bias junction capacitor, which is mentioned is smaller than C pi. And C mu, R mu is the reverse bias diffusion resistance, which is very high, mega ohms. So that is why we can make it open circuit. So now if you combine all the circuit, this is the high frequency equivalent circuit for the transistor. So if you do this circuit, it is very complicated to analysis. Therefore, we make it, this is short, this is short, this is short, and we make it, this is open, because this is a reverse bias. So this is, no, okay, now I go to MOSFET equivalent circuit. So similarly, for the MOSFET, we don't go through the details. So we have now for MOSFET, we consider three capacitance, which is CGD, CGS, and also CDS. And also for simplify analysis, we make it, this is short. So now I go back to my discard to OneNote slide. Now, this equivalent circuit for the BJT. Now, as I mentioned in our last class, we have studied few things: high frequency equivalent circuit diagram for BJT and MOSFET. Now, for this high frequency circuit, we need to study. So let me make it a little bit thicker. Study 1. So this is beta frequency. To cutoff frequency. So beta frequency only for BJT. Cutoff frequency BJT and MOSFET. Now, in order to find these two quantities, we need to study short circuit current gain, and which is related to these two. And also we need to study Miller effect. So, which is I'll describe later on. So this is now our last class I have gone through. Need to go through again or just you need to follow my previous lecture? So here. Or just I initiate, then you can. So last time, this is my last lecture. So this is, so need to follow this one or need to show again? Or you can go through. Go through or
Go to sir.
go through, is it that?
Yes,
So, so you go through because I have, it is better to go through this. So as I mentioned, this is short circuit. What is a short circuit? So I have made this transistor to short, this transistor to short it, and this is the, because this is the VCC, the AC equivalent is connected to ground, then output current divided by input current, and so this is the high frequency equivalent circuit. And since this resistance, this capacitance, and also in my previous diagram, this is collector is shorted. So these three are shorted. So all shorted equivalent resistance is equal to 0. And then we can draw this equivalent circuit, right? So these are R0 and CS is gone. And since this is a grounded, this is ground, and this, because this upper portion also ground, then in order to find then output, the current gain is I out divided by I as input current. So now how do we write? So you can go. So this is, I have written KCL for the input node. Voltage divided by impedance, this current, this current, this current, and this current. So can go through this one or can go?
Can go to.
Okay, then after that, so after that, so as I mentioned, we have beta frequency from this transfer function. So this transfer function, so we come with this after simplification from this equation, we mention this parameter is much larger than this parameter, so we can come. So now right, in terms of transfer function, in terms of tau. So this tau is known as time constant, and this is the Bode plot of this transfer function, and the corner frequency, this corner frequency is known as beta corner frequency. The beta corner frequency means short circuit current gain cutoff frequency. No, not cutoff, the 3 dB frequency. So what is cutoff frequency? Cutoff frequency is defined as the frequency where current gain reduced from initial current gain, low frequency current gain is beta, now reduced to 1. So if the current gain reduced at certain, because after beta corner frequency, if we increase the frequency, the current gain is reduced and becomes 1. And that frequency is known as cutoff frequency. So now how do we calculate? We mention the gain, magnitude of gain is equal to 1. So, and this quantity is much larger than 1. So we can come out with the relation. Ft is related to gain multiplied by the beta frequency, which is bandwidth. So therefore we can write, so beta times F beta, gain into bandwidth, product is constant to Ft. So this is applicable if you have not short circuited, then our gain will reduce, but the bandwidth later on I will discuss during feedback. And this is for the MOSFET. Similarly, we can find this transfer function, and in this transfer function there is no 1 plus s tau term. That means this transfer function has no corner frequency, means no beta frequency. If there is no beta frequency for this particular case, but we have a Ft, which is a cutoff frequency, as I mentioned. So if the short circuit current gain reduced to 1, that frequency is known as cutoff frequency. And if we substitute, then we can find the relationship between cutoff frequency and cutoff frequency. So then you can go through this lecture. So if you have any problem of understand, then we can discuss in our next class. So now